Imagine a quiet moment at the start of the day, sitting with a cup of coffee or tea, letting your thoughts settle. In that calm state, consider the word motivation. What images or feelings come to mind? Motivation is the gentle energy that drives us to take action. It is like a soft wind, sometimes pushing us forward, sometimes quietly sustaining our pace. It gives purpose and direction to our choices and efforts. Even small decisions have motivation behind them. From choosing which book to read to tackling a challenging email or planning an evening out, motivation is at work in all these actions. You might think of motivation like fuel in a car. Sometimes you fill the tank because you have a long journey ahead, and other times, just the pleasure of the drive itself keeps the engine running. We tend to feel most energized when we care about where we're going and enjoy the road. In fact, neuroscience tells us that our brains reward us more for conserving energy than for expending it. That means we naturally gravitate toward tasks that align with our interests and passions, and feel resistance when we force ourselves into work that doesn't excite us. Acknowledging this can help you be kind to yourself on low-energy days and guide you to refuel with activities you genuinely enjoy. Psychologists often talk about two kinds of motivation: intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation comes from within. It's the personal drive or passion we feel for an activity itself. It's when you do something simply because you genuinely enjoy it or find it meaningful, not because of any outside reward. As one source puts it, intrinsic motivation involves doing something because it is both interesting and deeply satisfying. Another description is that it stems from our natural curiosity and desire to grow, as when we seek out challenges and develop our skills. For example, a scientist might stay late in the lab, experimenting with an idea just for the sheer enjoyment of discovery. In these moments, the reward is the activity itself, the joy of solving a problem, creating something, or learning for its own sake. In contrast, extrinsic motivation comes from outside. It refers to doing something to earn a reward or avoid a punishment, rather than for the activity itself. These external motivators might be things like praise, bonuses, grades, or deadlines. In other words, we do the work because something is expected of us or offered to us. As one writer explains, extrinsic motivation includes any reason we do the work other than the joy of doing the work itself. Another way to describe it is that it is fueled by external incentives like money or recognition. For instance, a student might study hard to earn a scholarship, or an employee might stay late to meet a sales target and earn a bonus. In these cases, it's the expected reward or consequence that propels us, not the task's intrinsic interest. Both forms of motivation have their place. Intrinsic motivation often leads to deeper engagement because you care about the activity itself. Studies consistently find that when we act out of genuine interest, we tend to persist longer, perform better, and feel more fulfilled. It is also associated with greater creativity and well-being. Think of a time you were lost in a hobby or project purely for the fun of it. That's intrinsic motivation at work. In the workplace, teams fueled by passion tend to innovate more and stay committed. In fact, data shows that companies with highly engaged employees, those with strong motivation, see better performance and results. However, relying too much on external rewards can sometimes backfire. Psychologists refer to this as the over-justification effect. If you do something only for a reward, you may start to enjoy it less over time. In fact, studies show that an excessive focus on external goals can crowd out our sense of autonomy and diminish our intrinsic motivation. This happens because our brains naturally conserve energy and may resist tasks that feel imposed. For example, a child who enjoys drawing might stop simply for fun if the activity becomes tied to strict deadlines or grades. Or think of a hobby you once loved that began to feel like work when it became a chore. That shift often signals that an external incentive has overshadowed your internal interest. In other words, if we chase only external rewards, we risk losing the inner spark that originally motivated us. So how do we nurture lasting motivation? Modern research points to 3 basic needs at the core of human motivation: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Autonomy means having some choice or control over what you do. Competence means feeling capable and seeing your skills improve. Relatedness means feeling connected to others or to a larger purpose. When these needs are satisfied, our motivation naturally thrives. For example, if you can choose how to approach a project, autonomy, set your own goals and build skills, competence, and connect your work to something bigger, relatedness, your drive will grow. Imagine a writer who picks her own topic, learns new techniques, and knows her words impact readers. Her motivation will be high because all 3 needs are met. This aligns with the ideas of Daniel Pink, who highlights autonomy, mastery, and purpose as key for motivating people today. Gestión del Cambio. comgestiondelcambio.com. In practice, nurturing motivation can look like this. Align your tasks with your values and interests whenever possible. Give yourself meaningful choices about how to do the work. For example, pick the order of tasks or decide which approach to take. Set clear, achievable goals so you can feel a sense of progress and celebrate the small wins along the way. Seek feedback and support from others to reinforce your sense of connection and purpose. For instance, discussing your plans with a friend or mentor can give you new insights and encouragement. If you have a large project, break it into smaller pieces and allow yourself a short break or small reward each time you complete one. These little rewards keep your motivation alive. Research shows that even small shifts in the environment, like giving employees more autonomy or regular recognition, can significantly boost engagement. All these strategies help make motivation more personal and resilient. Take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. What activities make you lose track of time because you enjoy them so much? In which tasks do you feel genuinely curious and excited? And for tasks you find tedious, what small goal or reward could help spark your interest? By noticing these patterns, you can intentionally cultivate more of the motivation you want. You might keep a simple journal of your moods and achievements, or discuss your goals with a friend or mentor. Over time, paying attention will reveal what truly drives you, allowing you to adjust your approach as needed. Motivation is not a one-time achievement, but an ongoing journey. By gently guiding your own needs for autonomy, mastery, and connection, you create fertile ground for motivation to grow. Trust that your curiosity and values have something important to tell you about the work you do. Balance them with the right incentives, and remember the wisdom of research. When we find meaning and joy in what we do, we power ourselves from the inside out. Motivated people tend to achieve more and find greater satisfaction in their work. So let this be a gentle reminder. Nurture your inner spark, and let it guide you toward fulfilling your goals.